What is up, my dudes? Jonestown 4am here, and it's been a minute. It's been a good minute, and just a few things to talk about today, but some really important shit to talk about. So here we go. Um, I was planning on using some of the TLOU2 new footage in the background, but that's not what this video is about. So in the background, we're gonna have some footage from some of the players of the community. People that I think that are really good in this community, skill-wise and whatnot. But anyways, so we, just recently, last week really, we got our release date for The Last of Us 2, and we were all excited about it because I was on the 24th during the Sony State of Play, and then a few days later for Outbreak Day on the 26th. We thought we were going to maybe get some kind of an announcement for multiplayer, or just something, just some more stuff, because we were all, assuming that's just coming with the game. But instead, we were actually met with some really heartbreaking news, which was not released by Naughty Dog. It was actually through like news sources, media sources, stuff like that, reporters who interviewed the Naughty Dog co-director, some of the other devs on the team, and basically they stated that there will be no multiplayer in The Last of Us 2 whatsoever. And that was heartbreaking to say the least. And the community, the factions community as a whole, did something really amazing, actually, because we get a bad rap, being toxic, a lot of the time. But we band together and we really showed Naughty Dog, what kind of a voice we have, and apparently it's big enough. Jokingly, the factions community, we always say, oh well, the single player community is so much bigger than us, and they don't care about us, but apparently we're big enough to be heard. We had protests going on, we had petition being signed, at least a petition that I saw being signed. And some cool stuff, from everyone in the community. It's a huge thing. There's a lot of people that I've never even heard of, which, a lot of people can argue. People kind of getting on the bandwagon, and although I do think that is true for some people, we needed all the help that we can get, and letting Naughty Dog know that, we're not going to stay quiet about this. And then, a few hours later, sometime in the evening on the 26th, Naughty Dog actually posted an official statement regarding the multiplayer, which I'll post right here for people to read. I'm sure everyone's seen this already. But basically stating, and I'm paraphrasing from this statement and some other things said by the other devs on Twitter and things like that, that basically there won't be a multiplayer releasing with The Last of Us 2. They stated that basically the story mode and the faction side were both too ambitious for one game. So now we're potentially looking at like a standalone version of the game. That's cool and all, and it's got everyone excited, but I like to, ask the community to think about this for a second. They posted their response or their statement after we'd been blowing them up all day and giving them hell and letting them know that we are not going to be quiet about this. And when I read the statements that they put out, of course they're generic, kind of statements that you have to put out as a company, just a blanket statement that says, hey, we hear you and we're looking into it. Basically, that's kind of what they said. And I, for one, as a very passionate member of this community, I don't accept it. I know Naughty Dog, they've chosen to be very quiet about their projects for just about all of them until they get closer to the release date. It took us over a year to get this last trailer for the single player, for crying out loud. But they told us already a while ago that we're going to have multiplayer in The Last of Us 2, and then they basically retract that without actually telling us until we back them into a corner. All we're asking as a fan base, and yes, it sucks that we're going to have to wait any longer than when The Last of Us 2 releases for a factions part, but we won't mind waiting. We just want some information, for crying out loud. We don't want a lot. just communicate and be transparent with us, you know? Give us little bits here and there or something. You know, we're now faced, we as a community are now faced with a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, when we heard the horrible news, our light at the end of the tunnel just completely faded away. And now we have a little bit of a light at the tunnel, maybe a glimmer, but we have no idea when we're going to be approaching that light. We have no idea when anything at all close to what Factions is going to come out. You know, whether it's standalone or in addition to The Last of Us 2 when I do a remaster for the PS5, because everyone's so certain that's going to happen. You know, there's so many questions. So, I mean, you know, we got to talk about what the foreseeable future is going to look like. I mean, I could absolutely make this video another 10 minutes long talking about how passionate we are as a community. And we all know that. We all know just how passionate we are. I mean, you know, we're playing a 6-year-old game, for crying out loud. You know, we've been here for a long time, waiting and just buzzing about this new game. And now it's kind of coming out, maybe, you know. To be determined is basically where we're left at. So what I'm asking the community as a whole, if you made it this far, I'm assuming you are as passionate as I am. What I'm asking the community as a whole is to not let Naughty Dog off the hook. And what I mean by that does not mean harass them, okay? The idea is to stand tall, get in their face, and let them know that we are a big community and we will be heard. That's what I mean by that. So what I'm asking the community is to let Naughty Dog know that we ain't going anywhere and that we need a solid answer. That's what I'm asking. Okay. The big thing here that people need to remember is that when Naughty Dog put this multiplayer out there, they had no idea that they hit the jackpot with this. And if we get the standalone version, it's going to be incredible if they do it the right way, and it could be one of the biggest multiplayers of all time, in my opinion. And that is a wish list opinion, okay? That's a high hopes opinion right there. But that being said, Naughty Dog created something, and then something within their creation happened. This amazing community blossomed out of it. And Naughty Dog has a responsibility to us, you know? They created something and then we just flourished within it. So they have a responsibility to us. They can't leave us sitting in the dark with a to be determined answer. They need to let us know something. So that's why I'm asking every one of us, everyone in the community, to make sure that you are talking about Factions and what its future is. That you are constantly tagging Naughty Dog and Neil Druckmann. You know, let them know we're here. We want information and that we are excited for the new multiplayer. But give us something. Communicate with us. And it would be nice if we had an open line of communication with them. There's a lot of passionate people in this community who know the multiplayer through and through. They should probably talk to those folks, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's my little tidbit there. With this information that we have right now, unfortunately, that doesn't leave the content creators a whole lot of room to make new content, because, I mean, all we can really talk about now is this potential standalone game that we're going to have one day, you know, and we can theorize about it all day long and get nowhere with it, and no one would be right. And I'm not going to do that. I'm probably not going to put out any videos theorizing about what standalone could look like. There's a lot of people that's got some really cool creative ideas. We've heard Battle Royale, other game modes out there. Battle Royale is the big one that we keep hearing, and gosh, if they put it in there, it better be good, because we don't need a carbon copy of what we have out there right now. We already have a Fortnite. And the other 18 copycats of Fortnite or whatever have you. I don't care who did it first. Point is, you're going to have a lot of content creators out there theorizing on these different possible game modes, what to expect from a standalone, and watch those channels, okay? I already know some people are going to, you know, have some things in the work. I think T-Stretch just put out a video, so definitely check that out. I'm sure we're going to see some more videos. Content creators that are working on things, you know, currently, you know, we have a handful of them who are still pumping out content and doing the streams every day. Rage's Rager, that's my favorite one to go to. I know that Individual and Boom Boyman, they're still doing theirs. We haven't seen a whole lot from Papa Roy or Bojack as of late. I know I'm forgetting a few right now as I'm talking. Those guys have been kind of holding it strong for us, and it's been real nice. Hope we get to see some more stuff from them. I know it might be hard. Who knows how motivated they are going to be with the fact that we got to wait, to know what our light in the end of the tunnel is going to look like. But we'll see. We have some new up-and-coming TLOU streamers who are starting to really get their, their message out there. Jalake Gaming and Mr. Stanley Kubrick or Fever Blanket. Those guys have been putting out some solid stuff. So, definitely pay attention to all these guys. Like I said, it's sad days for us right now because there's not a lot to go on for right now. It's like there's not a lot to, create on. I mean, today was Valkyrie's, third or fourth last TLOU stream ever. So, and then Bobby, he stopped doing, putting out content. He like completely froze his account or whatever, or made it go disappear. So, the content creators are becoming thinner and thinner. And we're only gonna have a handful of them left. So I mean, there you have it. I mean, there's, like I said, that's why we got to push for the information, so we know what we kind of got to look forward to down the line. So anyways, if you agree with what I got to say, I appreciate you sticking around. And like I said, let's not let Naughty Dog off the hook. Let's keep going respectfully. And again, like I said, I appreciate you guys listening. It's been a lot of fun. Peace, easy, my dudes.